Sips and Stories would like to thank the following sponsors for your continued support. Welcome to Sips and Stories, where your journey matters, your story inspires, and every episode is a space to uncover what truly makes people thrive. Join me as we dive into real conversation with amazing guests, each one sharing the moments, lessons, and experiences that shaped who they are today. I'd love to hear from you, too. What's your journey? What's your story? And most importantly, what makes you thrive? We'll see you on the next story. Hello, everybody. I'm Sandy Shook. Welcome to Sips and Stories. Tonight I have Andrea with me. Andrea, please introduce yourself.
Hi, everybody. I'm Andrea Van Note. I own a travel agency called Cruise Planners, and I'm happy to be here with Sandy.
Very cool. And we've known each other for
almost 5 years.
Gosh, has it been that long?
I think
wow,
so.
I think so. Yep. Through the Tri-Lakes Chamber.
Yep.
And you are not originally from Colorado. I'd like to know where you are from so I can give you a hard time.
You know where I'm from, girl.
Yes.
I'm from New Jersey. I'm official Jersey girl living in Colorado, loving the crazy weather. And I moved here in 2018, started my business.
Oh, I didn't realize that you started it.
Well, I started it like 6 months before I left my job in New Jersey, just part-time.
Oh, wow.
And then was full-time once I got out here.
Huh. So what did you do before then you started in? Okay, let's just back up a little bit. You came from Jersey. Did you grow up there? Or did you?
Yes. I born and raised, lived in the same county my whole life. I did live in a few different towns. And
what did your parents do that you lived in the same house? I mean, not that I didn't. I think we moved to the house that I feel like I grew up in when I was in kindergarten, or right before kindergarten, and graduated high school. And
so I was married and had 2 kids at the time, and we weren't happy with, the kids weren't in school yet, but I didn't want them in that school system. And where I came from was a very good school system, so my parents were like, we want to downsize, so we're going to build a new house. Do you want to buy our old one?
Huh.
So I was like, sure, why not? So I wound up in the house that I grew up in.
That's cool. You know, that's the way it used to be, is that generations would take over, you know, or buy the homes from parents. So you were one that got to do that, huh?
Yeah, and I lived on a dead-end street, and except for one house, everyone that lived there I grew up with. Oh. We were like childhood friends, so it was kind of neat.
So you always had somebody to play with, or somebody to give a hard time to, or?
When I was young, not when I was older. I didn't play with them, but yes.
Yeah. So then, of course, because of that, you went to the same schools with everybody in the neighborhood, because it's not like it is now where people can choice into different schools.
So our town had about 6,000 people. Oh. So, and then we went to a regional high school from like 4 surrounding towns. So until high school, it was all the same kids.
So what was it like growing up in New Jersey? I mean, y'all get a bad rap, right?
We do get a bad rap.
Is there a reason for that, though?
Well,
I don't know.
So you've heard of the Jersey Shore,
yes.
Right? The show. We called it the beach, but everyone that came from like North Jersey or New York called it the Jersey Shore, and we didn't like when they came, you know. So actually we called it like local summer in September when they all went home. So because it got very crowded, and
yeah, I can imagine.
It was everyone from Long Island and North Jersey, and it was a lot. So yeah.
So what were your school years like? I know you didn't want me to ask this question, but I'm going to anyway. Were you in any kind of sports when you were in school?
I was like through grammar school, and then I just got too cool for my own good and had other things to do. Work that hard,
or what kind of sports were you in?
I played softball. So, and our house was on the river.
Oh.
So, and back in the day, it froze every winter. So for several months, we were on the river ice skating.
Yeah.
Every day, after school, on the weekend.
That's kind of nice. You didn't have to walk to go to it.
No, we walked out. We put our skates on in our house. We walked down the grass, walked down the dock, got on the ice.
Wow.
So, and ice boating was really a big thing. So we had ice boats and.
Okay.
It was good.
You have to explain this to me. Ice boats. Okay, I'm used to,
sailboats.
No.
We had a sailboat too.
What I'm used to is fishing, huts.
Okay.
But what's an ice boat?
So an ice boat is like a long, skinny boat. They used to be made out of wood. Now they're fiberglass and all fancy. And they have like a runner in the front and 2 runners in the back, although some are opposite depending on the kind. And they have a sail. So
that's kind of cool.
So you could sail like 70 miles an hour. And they had races.
Did you do that when you were little?
Oh yeah.
Like young?
So actually my dad was a carpenter, and he didn't have a lot of money, so like he built his ice boat. And every time people would be getting new ones because they were tired of their old one, he would just redo his. But he was ice boating with my mom, and she was like 7 months pregnant with me, and yeah, so I was ice boating before I even knew it.
They didn't tip over or anything?
No, but sometimes we tipped over.
Oh, okay.
Luckily, she didn't that time.
He was probably a little bit more careful because she was on. Maybe. I don't know. Do you have siblings?
Yes, I have 3 sisters. I'm the oldest.
Oh, so you got to experience everything first.
Yes.
And then show them. Are they close in age or?
2 years, then in another 4 years, and then in another 2 years. So my youngest sister's 8 years younger than me. So they all call me boss. Because I say someone has to be in charge, because otherwise nothing happens.
I was just going to say, do you come by that name, honestly?
Well, it's kind of like I think most oldest siblings are kind of that way. Most of them, but.
Well, yeah, in charge, not bossy, right?
Well, you could ask my husband that too. He might tell you something else.
Oh my gosh. So softball, and then you obviously liked winter.
Loved winter. I still love winter.
Wow.
Right, like I love snow. The more snow, the better. And I skied. I skied a little bit too.
Did they have, so in Minnesota, not knowing any better, the ski hill that we had, it was all ice. I never went because, is that what it was like up there?
So we had mountains.
Oh.
Okay, we didn't have like.
Seriously? Like really?
We didn't have like 14ers, but there's still mountains and you can still ski. There's there's black diamonds and everything. New York State, Pennsylvania, New England. But it tends to be icy because it's warmer and they have to make a lot more snow than we get here, except for this past winter where they got clobbered with snow.
Yeah.
And so I learned to ski on ice.
Yeah.
So.
And then when you came out here, did you ski as well, or?
I almost killed myself out here because I was skiing. I came out to visit my sister. My sister moved out here like 30 years ago, and we went skiing the day after Thanksgiving, just her and I. And there was like a foot of powder, and the snowboarders made some pretty big ruts, and I hit a rut. It was like the end of the day, and I just went flying and landed on my goggles, and I was just like, I think I'm done for the day.
Did you end up with bruises around your eyes then too, or?
No, because there was a lot of powder, luckily. But,
Thank goodness.
But I just kind of laughed this winter because everybody that skis out here was getting hurt because it was icy, and I was like, it's probably great.
Right? Wow. Oh. Okay, so when you got out of school then, high school, I mean, do you have any fun stories about high school?
Oh.
If you were in charge at home, were you more that way at school too? Did you have your own little circle of stuff? Were we more quiet?
I wasn't in school a lot.
Didn't expect that. Okay. You're not in sports,
okay.
so why?
So I really did it. I hated school. I really hated school. I was an okay student, but I just like didn't want to be there, so I wasn't a lot. And you could get away with it back then. But the funniest thing was, I hate running. Like, I never enjoyed running. I could walk 100 miles, but don't ask me to run. My friend was like, let's join a running team, and I'm like, I didn't like it when I was 17. I don't want to do it now. But so we had gym first period, and her dad bought her a new Camaro for her birthday, when she turned 17, because we couldn't drive till 17. So she would pick me up, and we would skip first period because it was gym class. So at the end of the semester, you're now failing gym because every time you weren't there, you lost like 3 points. So now we're failing gym. So what do we have to do? Go to the track after school every day and run 2 laps to get 1 point.
Really?
So it just did not
make 1 point.
I think back and I'm like, you're such an idiot. You could have been playing volleyball in gym class, instead you're running the track. So
your favorite sport.
Yeah.
And that's probably the last time you ever took a run somewhere, unless you were in a hurry getting somewhere.
Pretty much.
Oh my God. That is funny. And of course, I always wonder when somebody is failing PE, how? Because that's really the easiest class to.
Well, if you don't show up, it's very easy.
Yes. Okay, so after school then, after high school, did you go to college, or did you work in high school?
So I was in co-op. So you went to school for half the day your senior year, and I had taken like typing on the old-fashioned typewriters, and
was it an electric one?
Yes.
Because I think
and it had correct. You could hit the little arrow and it whited out your wrong letter. So I was in like office co-op. So I had like the English, gym, and science or whatever you had to have as a senior, and then I had this co-op class, so we did more office things and stuff like that.
So you at least showed up to those?
Yeah. Well, actually, my senior year, I got this English teacher that I had like sophomore year that I almost failed, and I was like, I'm not doing this again. It was college prep English. I was like, I'm not going to college. So I switched to general English. So every Friday, you could show up and go, Mr. Lawyer, I'm not here, and he would be like, I didn't see ya, and you would just leave. He'd let us leave. And every Friday, he let me and this other kid, Tom, take his Cadillac to the car wash.
Oh, wow.
During English class. So, yeah. So
that's teacher's pet. Nope, he was just lazy. He knew how to get somebody to wash his car.
Yeah. But he had like a brand new Cadillac.
Wow,
so we're like, if you're gonna let 2 17-year-olds take your Cadillac out, okay. But
and did you just go clean and then you brought it back, or did you actually go around town and? Aw,
yeah.
That's so responsible.
Yeah. So I was working for a lawyer as part of my co-op, like afternoons, and he was a pervert. So back before there was, all that stuff. So I just went to my teacher. I was like, I can't go back there. So I got another job in an accounting firm, and they offered me a full-time job. So when I didn't go to college, I started working full-time.
I didn't know you were in accounting.
Yeah, well actually I did all their...
So were you a bookkeeper then, or?
So I started out as like data entry. So I was entering in everybody's check stubs and all that stuff. And then I was doing tax returns. So it got to be to the point where I was like finding mistakes that the accountants were making on some of their tax returns.
Yep.
So, but then I left there after like I worked for them for 8 years.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Did you enjoy it? Is that why you stayed as long as you did, or?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was good.
Did you get married out of high school? Or?
I did. I got married I got married when I was 18.
Oh,
first time.
You were a young one. Oh, wow.
Yeah, that was a mistake. Sorry, kids.
No, that was not a mistake. It was practice.
It was practice.
That's what we call it.
Okay. So yes, so I got married like right out of high school to my high school sweetheart, and we were actually married 25 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, congratulations. So. That's
okay.
Okay, so 25 years of practice. But
4 kids,
okay.
four daughters.
Wow.
So yeah.
Did you work throughout that whole time then, or were you?
Yeah, I pretty much always worked. I worked after I had my first daughter. She was a preemie. Yeah, she was 1 pound 12 ounces. Tiny.
Wow. That was a little scary, I'm sure.
Yeah, for like a 21-year-old, but we were married like 3 years, had a baby. So then I worked part-time for the accounting firm after that. And then I had another one pretty quickly. And then I was still working for the accounting people part-time. And it was kind of funny. By the time I paid for childcare, I worked like 3 days a week. Paid for childcare, going out to lunch on Friday, that was like the highlight of my life, you know, as a mom. And I had like $20 left a week, you know.
Wow.
But I was like, I don't care, this is worth it. I wasn't happy being home all the time, for sure. So
I always said that I feel like I was a better mom because I worked.
I said the same exact thing, because we had more quality time.
Yeah.
When I was
more
home,
intentional.
Yeah, than me watching soap operas and them doing whatever.
Yeah. But when both of my boys were in high school or middle school and they were traveling around so much for sports and things like that, I was grateful for where I was working because I could take off, you know, and go and watch the games. And, you know, I could at least get out and go do some of those things that work didn't tie me down as much as I thought it would.
My jobs were always very convenient for my life. After I had my third daughter, I stopped working, and then someone that we knew from our church confronted me, and she was like, I need a bookkeeper. And I was like, okay. And it was that she ran a company that ran child care centers. So she was like, by that time, my older two had started school, and she goes, you can bring the baby with you, and she can just go in the class. So I had free child care and could work. And then by the time, and I still was done by like 3 o'clock, so I was home for my kids. And then after I had my fourth baby, by that point I was working full time. And I had
the
her,
center?
Yeah, and I had her like in my office in a porta crib, and till she was old enough to go in the room with the other babies.
Yeah.
But and then time went fast, and it was time to look at colleges, and I was like, oh my gosh, because the first two were a year apart school-wise, and I was how are we going to do this, you know, because unless you have no money or a lot of money, you're kind of in a bad spot when it comes to college.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
It's just trying to find the right fit for the kids.
So I was like, I need to get a job at a college. So,
wow, I would never even have thought that.
So my cousin worked at Monmouth University, which was like 5 minutes from my house. And my daughter played softball with the chief of police's daughter. So I was at a softball game, and I'm like, hey, I need to get a job at the college. And he was like, I have an opening in my office. Go apply for it. You know, you'll have to go through the whole process.
How convenient to have that.
So I got the job. I mean, they put me through the mill. They didn't just hand it to me. And
they shouldn't, not at a college.
At the time, now this is going back, I think I was like 38 at the time, so it's a couple of years ago. You had to take a typing test.
Yep.
And you had to take a test on Word and Excel. And I did not use Word or Excel. So I got the Word and Excel for dummies, and I'm like, because I'm going to get a test on this, right? So I go to HR at the college, and there's a closet like this big. And they're like, okay, there's the computer. The computer's in the closet. And they're like, okay, you can start your testing. Well, then there's a custodian. He's vacuuming under my chair and all around. And I'm like, oh. And so somehow I passed Word and Excel, and I was a very fast typer, so I did great on my typing test.
Oh, geez.
But I was like, why do you even do that? It has nothing to do with this job. And he's like, I don't know.
Well, what was the job again?
So I was the operations coordinator. I don't even remember what my title was. Because everybody was like, what does that mean? And I was like, I'm not really sure what it means. But so I was in charge of the parking on campus and the card access system. So everybody had an ID card. We made all the ID cards and then had to know what access to give professors and students and everything else.
Well, you were a very organized person, or did you learn how to become more organized because of that job? Because we will get into what you're doing now, but because I think you do have to have.
I've always been pretty organized, and as I'm getting older, it's like OCD basically, but it's also good organization. So I like things being in order.
Yeah. So how long were you at the college then? Through
20 years.
All 4 kids?
Well, so
you
then
said
I
4,
got
right?
Well, so I had four daughters.
Yeah.
And then I got divorced. Probably. I think I was at the college a few years and then got divorced. And then I had a lot of marriage proposals because guys were like, this chick can get my kids through free college, you know? They were like, oh, do you want to marry me? And I'd be like, no, come on.
That's funny.
I'm serious. I mean, they were serious, but...
Well, maybe some of them were, but...
I don't know. But anyway, so then I was friends with this girl whose brother I knew. They went to our church, and she said, my brother's getting divorced. And I was like, oh, okay. Well, her brother and I were at a church meeting, and he was like, do you want to go for coffee? And I was like, sure. So we went out for coffee.
I can't get your kids in college for free, though.
But then he got his kids free college.
No, he didn't.
So I put 6 kids through college. Wow. They walked away without owing a penny.
Oh, that's awesome.
And they had an option to go wherever they wanted, but they were all like, we're not stupid. So
yeah, they can always get another degree as long as they get their basics.
Yeah. Well, pretty much.
Tell me what their degrees have been in. I mean,
the oldest one is a special ed teacher. The second one is now a stay-at-home mom because her husband's job is very demanding, so she kind of has to carry everything. But she was in finance, so she worked in New York City in fashion.
Okay.
Doing the finance side. So the buyers.
See, that would be fun to me.
She loved it. The buyers would pick what they wanted to buy, and she gave them their budgets and everything.
Oh.
And the third one, she wasn't the greatest student. She kind of, like when she graduated.
So she hated school like you?
Pretty much. When she graduated from high school, I threw a party. It was secretly for me. So, and she's done quite a few different things. But my youngest is a CPA, and so her sister actually works for her.
Oh, so they all kind of took after what you started with as far as your numbers
Well, except
skills.
for the special ed one.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
that's a gift in itself.
Yeah. And my oldest stepdaughter, she went for English. That would have you could tell that's not my kid because English was not my thing.
Well, yeah, because you did change your.
I read. He used to have us read the Reader's Digest condensed version things. So she has an English degree, but she doesn't really. She likes to write, but she doesn't use that too much. And then the youngest one has an anthropology degree, and I was always with all the kids. I'm like, do what you're passionate about.
Yeah.
Money is great, but it's not everything. You have to be happy with what you're doing. So she now is in HR. She's got all her licenses for HR, and she's actually working for the CPA also. She does their HR department.
Yeah.
So,
all the rules and regulations. I know we'll run out of time if I don't start asking you now what it is that you do now. You met your current husband how many years ago now?
We'll be married 21 years next month.
Congratulations, that's awesome.
Yeah.
And you met him at church?
Well, we
or
were
across the table?
I met him in kindergarten.
Oh, really?
We were in kindergarten together.
Aww.
He was very young for our grade because I'm a cougar. From May to July, I'm a cougar, and he lets me know every year. But so he was like a little too immature to really be in kindergarten. But back then, you just pushed your kids through. And I said, I kind of remember you in kindergarten because you kind of used to like stare off and drool. And he was like, oh, I was drooling at you. I'm like, yeah, you're sure you were. So then I was a year ahead of him.
Oh, okay.
So, and he will tell you, like, I liked the bad boys. It was like my MO.
Well, I don't know. You were like in charge.
Wow. Yeah.
So he was in the same town that you were in then?
Yep, we grew up in the same town.
Okay.
Yeah. So, and then for a while, like, I stopped going to church when I got to high school, unless my parents really bugged me to go because I was like too cool to do the youth group. I was rotten. I didn't do youth group or like all the other kids did.
You were a
I was just
cheester
like,
then?
Yeah. A what?
A cheester?
I don't know what
you
that
go to
is.
Christmas and Easter Mass and that's about it?
That is? Maybe I did. I don't remember. But I kind of stopped going.
Aww.
And then, and he didn't go. His dad worked Sundays and his mom didn't drive, so they went to a church closer to their house for a little while. So, but I had a crush on his cousin anyway, so it didn't matter. And I actually dated one of his other cousins, but this was all before we were together. I was just, yeah.
Well, I have a girlfriend that, she does genealogy. She checked after she dated somebody and she found, and they're now married, found that he's like, I think 4th generation to her family.
That's legal.
Well, yes it is.
First cousins, no, it's not so much. But.
Right, well, you can do whatever you want, but anyway, okay, so you came out here in 2018 then.
Yes.
What made you come out here?
So, well, New Jersey is very expensive. Colorado was not very expensive, but New Jersey at the time was very expensive. Our living on the water, our taxes were crazy. Our house got flooded during Sandy.
Oh no.
So I was kind of, I never thought I could leave the water. And then after Sandy, I was like, I can leave this water because it like ruined everything. But we started traveling as soon as we were like dating, we started traveling all over, going to different places, and I'd be like, could I live here? No, I don't think so, you know. And then we decided we were going to move. So I wanted someplace that I thought people would come and visit me, you know. So my parents had moved to North Carolina, and after like 2 days there, I was like, okay, time to go home, because there was nothing to do.
Yeah.
You know. So, and then also watching my parents get older and needing, because I was the oldest, you know, needing me or needing someone to come help with something or whatever, I was like, okay, it's important that we stay near at least one of our kids. The youngest, my youngest, Hillary, she moved out here, and I had 2 sisters out here. She used to come out every summer and spend it with my sister. So right after college, she moved here. So, and then I said, all right, we need to live near a kid, and it has to be one that will take care of us. Because
one that you can
it's
trust.
Questionable whether they all would. You never know, you know?
Yeah.
So, but we think we picked a good one. And then
you better say something to your other daughters.
They know.
Or do they know this?
They know. And then Jeff's youngest, my husband's youngest, moved out here for a while. So that was exciting because we had 2 of the 6 living with us. So, yeah. Or not living with us, but living near us.
Yeah. So, okay, how did you get into cruise planners?
Well, funny. So we knew we were moving. We knew we were going to move out here. And I was like with the university, I'd been there so long, so I had like 5 weeks vacation, plus the week between Christmas and New Year's. We had that off, didn't count as vacation. And in the summer, we had every Friday off.
Oh, very nice.
So we had a lot of time off. And I was like, okay, what am I going to do that after 6 months they're going to say, oh, you can have a week off, and by that time I'll be climbing the walls. So I was like, what can I do? You know, I need my own business or something. And my cousin owned a cruise planners franchise, and she was like, why don't you sell travel? So I was like, well, I love planning my own trips. Why not plan them for other people?
Wow.
Totally different thing.
Yes, it is.
But that's how it started.
Wow.
So,
what was the first trip that you planned first of all for yourself? Do you remember?
Well, so here's the thing. So I start my own business, and you know, nobody knows you're selling travel, so you have to get out and get. So my one daughter, God bless her, she booked a trip. My first trip, she went to beaches with her little daughter. And my next one, my realtor from here, he goes, oh, man, my mom call you. Well, she took a snapshot of a little cocktail napkin that she had wrote in pencil all different ways of all these towns in Germany that she wanted to visit.
Oh, wow.
And I was like, okay.
That was your first, outside of your daughter?
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh.
And it was a month. It was a big trip, but I had no clue.
Oh.
At that point, I had no clue. So.
And did I'm sorry, it was your sister that was doing travel?
My cousin.
Your cousin. Did she help you with that then, or how did you?
I just figured it out.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it was interesting. And of course, so when I was working at the university and got remarried and everything, my salary was like the fun money. Like you know, if we traveled, it was my salary, and food and clothes and gifts and things like that. And now all of a sudden I start a business, I have like no money coming in.
And you're like,
and I'm like, I need to travel, but I don't have any money because I stopped my job, you know?
Yeah.
So I really didn't go I'd get invited, you know, oh, here's this, and I'm like, I don't even have money for the airfare, I can't go. So that was a little disheartening.
Wait, so people were actually planning trips and not using you for those trips then, and then just inviting you to go along?
Well, no, these were company, like travel suppliers invite us on trips.
Yeah,
but they're not
explain
free.
that to me, because I guess I'm not really sure.
I know, everybody goes, oh, you get to travel for free, and I'm like, nothing is free.
Yeah.
So, like, the best thing you can do as a travel advisor is to travel and experience it yourself and know the world. That's what I'm trying to do. I want to know the whole world.
Yeah.
And know the different suppliers and how they operate, and that makes us better travel advisors. But I couldn't afford to do that in the beginning, so I did webinars on top of webinars. I wasn't selling a lot of travel, but I was working 40 to 50 hours a week.
Just by learning.
Just learning, which I love learning. It's so funny. I was a terrible student. I hated school, and now I love to learn. So go figure.
Yes, but in school they teach you for a test, not really life skills.
True.
I mean, well, okay, they do. Sorry, teachers. I know you work really hard. But for more so, what you're doing now, though, when you decided to be in travel, that's something that you're interested in.
Right.
And so you want to learn as much as you can, so you make the right choices, or
exactly.
I mean, maybe not even right choices, but at least you have options and know what those options are.
Right. And I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. So, so I couldn't travel, and I was not making any money, and my daughter, the accountant's like, Mom, you need to start showing a profit, or the IRS is going to say this is a hobby. And I'm like, but I'm working 50 hours a week. What do you mean it's a hobby? I'm working harder than I've ever worked. So,
and that was when you were out here then?
Yeah.
Or
yeah. And my husband was still in New Jersey, so I was here by myself. I didn't know anyone, and I knew I had to network. And my cousin was like, you need to join a BNI, and I was like, I don't know what that is, but okay. So, Were you pretty shy? I mean, I'm not shy if you know me, but if you don't know me, it depends. Like, I'm pretty introverted, but if I hit it off with somebody, I'm fine. But if I run into another introvert that's hard to talk to, I'm in bad trouble.
Yes, you were told to join a BNI and just start networking.
Right. So I was going to all kinds of networking and doing all kinds of things, and 2020 was going to be my year. I was like, my third year, that's when you're going to really, I couldn't wait until COVID.
Yeah.
So then I was canceling trips and rebooking them, because I was like, well, it's March. By May, this is going to be done, you know? So we would rebook and then have to cancel it again. And of course, if no one travels, I do not get paid. So,
yeah, explain
that was
that too. We'll go back to that, but I do want people to understand when they use you as a travel advisor, what are the benefits of doing that?
Well, it's a lot. So
I know.
I mean, there's so much online. You know, you can just get lost for hours just trying to figure out where you want to stay and everything else. So we know, first of all, we only use vetted suppliers, so we're not using any fly-by-night people. You know, they have to have a certain amount of money, you know, bonded. They're almost like bonded, and just a lot of rigorous things that we go through before we will use them. And my company does that. We know where the bad parts of town are, the bad parts in cities. There's just so many different things that you don't even think of. And like when I talk to someone about a trip, I try to find out like what they've done before, what they like to do, because just because your friend goes, you have to do this, it's the greatest thing ever. Well, maybe you don't like doing what they do. You know what I mean? So I kind of you have to personalize it. So, because it's a big investment. Travel is expensive.
Yeah.
Even for travel advisors, travel is expensive.
Yeah.
And you don't want to send somebody someplace where they're going to be
Do
unhappy.
you work with like the Airbnbs and the VRBOs and things like that? Because I know that that's where a lot of people think that they're saving a lot of money by doing that, and I don't know what you...
So we do work with some VRBOs, but no Airbnbs. Airbnbs are not a regulated thing. You don't know. Like I had, they were my clients that decided to book their own, and they got to an Airbnb in Ireland, and there was an eviction notice on the door.
Oh no!
There's like we hear a lot of stories. People rented. I don't know even what country it was in, but they rented this like $60,000 because it was for a lot of people, and it was a barn with like rats and yeah. So
Wow.
I had clients last year that they called me up. They're like, "You're gonna be mad. We rented Airbnbs, and now we don't know what to do. We're going to Paris and London, but we don't know what to do now." So I put the rest of the trip together, and when she got back, she was like, "Well, we got to our Airbnb in London, and it was so bad." She goes, "They called me the day before and said they needed a bigger deposit."
Oh,
And we got there, and it was so bad we couldn't stay. We had to go get a hotel.
Oh, wow.
So that, that's why I tell people, I'm like, you get to it. There's nothing I can do on my end. If I book a hotel for you and you don't like it and it's bad, I'll take care of it and get you in another hotel. But I can't. I have no control over Airbnbs. So, yeah.
Wow. Well, that's cool that you guys actually, that everybody that you actually recommend or that you reserve through. I mean, is that what it's considered? Is a reservation until
technically?
Or so? What are some of the challenging things that you have?
Challenging. Well, it's very challenging when people want you, when someone contacts me, I work on their trips as fast as I can. So I don't, if I'm working on other things, I'll let them know it'll be a few days or whatever. But I try my best to get them what they want as soon as possible. And so I'll put this whole big quote together, and then I send it to them, and then I don't hear from them, and I'm like, really? Like I have people that want to take a trip in May.
Yeah.
Which is like tomorrow.
Yeah,
And they're like, well, we'll get back to you, and I'm like, okay.
Yeah. Well, and the thing is that
you want to leave in 2 weeks, okay?
Well, and prices change so drastically.
Yes.
I mean, day to day, it's not it's.
Sometimes several times a day. I'll quote flights, and they a half hour later they're different.
Wow.
Or not there anymore.
Cruise planners. You do more than cruises, and
Yes.
I'd like you to talk about that a little bit, because I think the company name kind of makes people think, well, I'm not going on a cruise, so I really don't need. I'll find another travel advisor.
Yes, so we are not just cruises. They actually started out as just cruises, and they're based in Florida, so big cruise place. I didn't even like cruises when I first started. I was like, I'll sell you a cruise, but it's not my favorite thing.
Why? Oh, just when you first started.
When I first started.
Now you kind of like them?
Some.
The smaller ones, right? The river.
Yes.
River.
So, when you start selling travel, they're like, find your niche. And I'm like, I don't know, what do I want to sell? I don't know. I can't say I'm only selling Disney because I'm going to starve to death in the meantime, waiting to find all these Disney people. So it kind of just happens naturally. So, and by getting invited on all these different trips, I get to see different kinds of travel. So I like river cruising, small ship luxury cruising, and expedition cruising.
These sound very expensive to me, more expensive than a regular cruise ship. And what kind of, because you are in the industry, I'm assuming you get some sort of discount or I don't know, kickback. I don't know, what do you call it?
We don't get kickbacks. That's illegal.
Yeah. It is in lending too,
so we get invited, and it's usually discounted. But sometimes we travel and we pay full fare. If you want to really do something, you don't you don't have a choice. Some companies have agent rates. Some will give us like a really good deal. But by the time you buy your flights, and after my first trip to Europe in economy, I was like, never again. I just can't. I can't sleep on a plane anyway. Even give me a lay down business class, still can't sleep. But being tucked back there like a sardine, I just can't. So my flights are usually kind of expensive. And usually if it's like a week, we'll add on, because it's crazy to go for a week to fly that far and spend 7 days or whatever. So we usually add on extra days, and not everything is paid for. So by the time you pay for everything else you need to pay for, it's
And I used to work with somebody that was in Florida, and I'm almost thinking that she worked for Cruise Planners.
She might have.
Maybe she still does. I don't know. I haven't been in contact with her. Sorry. But I know that there were times of the year that she would have like a block of rooms on a cruise ship that even, people like me would get, like a $500 cruise, because, they were not really dumping rooms, but they bought a block.
So
is that something you guys do?
I'm actually just doing that right now. So we take out group space.
Okay.
Cruise Planners as a whole company takes out group space. So sometimes I can book people into Cruise Planners group space. But like, for instance, I'm doing Australia and New Zealand cruise, January 2028, and I'm taking out group space on the ship. So that way, because what happens, same thing with like airlines, the price changes all the time. Like, it starts out low and it just keeps climbing, then very close to the cruise. If they haven't sold enough space, they'll drop it or whatever, which I watch for my clients. So if I book your cruise and you pay X amount of dollars, I get a notification if the price drops. So I can, unless it's after final payment, then you can't really do too much always, but I can get it repriced, unless you got a lot of like bonus, how sometimes they're like, you get onboard credit and this and that and that. So sometimes I'll call up and I'll say, I want to reprice this cruise, and they'll be like, well, you'll lose all of your amenities, and I'm like, well, then forget it. So.
But that's what's nice about somebody like you, that you can do all that legwork for your clients instead of them.
Exactly.
I mean, I don't know how you keep it all straight. But that's what I said earlier. I know you have to be organized in order for you to be able to do what you do, because it's not just working with one client at a time.
No.
Right now, I mean, earlier tonight you were saying that you are busy all the time. I mean, like, you go on
7 days a week.
You go on vacation and you're not really on vacation.
I do. I never take a day off, ever.
But do you feel like you do, though, just because you love what you do, or?
Sometimes.
Probably depends upon the group that you're working with, right?
So January through like the end of March is they call it wave season. And because people, the holidays are over, and everybody saw their friends and their families, and they're talking about taking trips and whatever. So and the cruise lines have huge sales, and so that's like our busiest time of the year. Well, this year, March, you have the war, and then when the TSA got all crazy, so like right away I could see it was quiet, and usually March is pretty busy. And so I call my friends that are agent, are you slow? And they're like, yeah, this is like the worst March I ever had. So the business is very dependent on a lot of different things. So
well, also too, you do not get paid by your clients.
No. Some agents do charge a planning fee. I only do that if it's if somebody wants me to put lots of little pieces together and I know I'm not going to make any money on it, then I'll charge them a little bit, but I don't normally charge fees. I get paid off the back from the travel supplier after they travel. So sometimes, so I'm booking, right now I'm booking a lot of 2028, so I'll see that money in a couple years.
Yeah.
So.
And then you can go on another vacation. What's your next trip that's coming up?
Croatia. So I don't know how I got invited, but I got invited on a 15 cabin yacht.
Ooh. Boy, better
Croatia.
be sure you like those people you're going to be with. Holy moly. Although I think you can get along with just about anybody.
I look for the fun people and I just stick to that.
Oh, that's cool. You also just got back from Israel? No.
Israel and Jordan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How was that? I saw the pictures.
Amazing.
But yeah. A trip that you would go back on?
I would, and there's not too many places I'll go a second time because like I have a thing that counts how many countries I've been to, and there's still so many more. So I'm like, I loved it there, but I can't go back because
you got to hit all the other ones first.
I got a lot more to hit.
Yeah, how many have you gone to?
I think I'm up to like 45.
Wow.
So, but yeah, so
have you hit all the states in the United States?
Yep.
Then?
Been to all the states.
Through cruise planners?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, my husband and I started doing that when we first got together. And then when we ran out of, he loves everything presidential. I said, you should be a historian because he knows everything about every president. So we've been to every presidential site in the country. And now we're trying to get all the national parks done.
Ooh.
In between our other trips.
And how close are you with that?
After we're going to California next month, hitting the last 4 in California, and then we'll have 16 left.
Oh, wow,
so,
that's
out
crazy.
Out of 63.
That's awesome.
So.
All right, well, I think that we are almost out of time, and I want to make sure that we get enough time for the audience to ask any questions if there is any. Otherwise, we could continue to talk. Yes?
I'm dying to know what expedition cruising is. It sounds awesome.
Oh my gosh. So expedition cruising is, for instance, that's another group I'm getting together. I want to take a group to Antarctica. So in Antarctica, you cannot get off the ship unless it contains less than 200 people, and only 100 can get off at a time. So you can take a celebrity cruise to Antarctica, but you can't get off the ship.
Wow.
So, yeah, so I tried to get a group together a few years ago, and I learned that a lot of my clients and my friends are like, it's cold there. Is there a beach? I don't think there's a beach. I like beaches, so I was like, okay. So whether or not I get a group together, we'll see. If anybody is interested in Antarctica, let me know, because I'm going.
Yeah,
so.
And that's just then exploring that area then, and only 100 people.
The 7th continent, yes.
Wow.
With the penguins and yeah. So
some of my friends just went there.
Yeah. So the like a lot of the Arctic cruises, Galapagos Islands, things like that. So.
Do you miss anything from New Jersey?
Oh, the bagels, the pizza.
Yes.
I miss the water. But 3 of our kids still live in New Jersey, so we're back there at least once or twice a year. So we get.
And you have grandkids too, so you get to go see them. And do they travel with you?
Yes.
Yeah. Very cool.
Yeah, I took my 18-month-old granddaughter to Paris.
Oh wow!
Met her parents were coming there from Africa, and I flew over with her.
That's a long flight.
She had a lot. You would have thought I had 10 kids with me with all of her gear. Oh my gosh!
I'm sure. Wow.
It was a lot, but yeah.
That's neat. Yes.
So Andrea, are you a foodie, or do you have like a favorite country that, like you mentioned the pizza and the bagels, but like
Right.
when you think about the world cuisine, is there anything?
Definitely foodies. Definitely trying not to be a foodie, but it's kind of hard. I don't know. We always try to find like, we try to like go to places where the locals go. We try to stay out of tourist areas and just have like the real thing. Because like if you go to Rome and you eat near the Trevi Fountain, you know, they just serve tourists. There's no Italian that would even eat there. So you really have to kind of know, like get off the main touristy drags and go down the little alleys and
how do you know that? Is that just through all your research and?
yeah.
Wow.
Like gelato. Italian gelato, it doesn't really look that, like the banana is like a grayish color, because it's all natural and it's all kept in tins. Well, you walk down the street and all you see are these big bright colors of gelato, but it's like for the tourists. So you just have to know. And when people travel, I try to give them tips, as many tips, and tell them what they should look for and look out for. And
yeah. And I do appreciate you as a studio audience coming in today and enjoying the show or being part of the show. Andrea, if you can let everybody know how to reach you.
How to reach me? Well, I have a website, www.destinationdreams.com. You can look me up on Google, or like if you Google me, I pop up for a bunch of different things, so it's not too hard to find me. Or at any Tri-Lake Chamber event, I'm there.
Yes, and it's Andrea Van Note.
Yes.
Yes, great. All right, well, thank you, everybody, and we will see you on the next story. What's your journey? What's your story? And most importantly, what makes you thrive? We'll see you on the next story.
DER Windows and Synergy Homes is your trusted partner in building, improving, and protecting what matters most, your home. With a commitment to craftsmanship and quality, their team specializes in new home construction, delivering spaces that are built to last and designed to fit your lifestyle. Beyond building, DER Windows and Synergy Homes offers a full range of exterior services to keep your property looking its best and performing at its peak. From expert stucco and custom stonework to durable roofing solutions, replacement windows, and efficient gutter systems, every project is handled with precision and care. Whether you're starting from the ground up or upgrading your current home, DER Windows and Synergy Homes combines experience, reliability, and attention to detail to bring your vision to life. DER Windows and Synergy Homes. Quality you can see, craftsmanship you can trust.